Good morning, my dear students. I welcome you all for the new academic year 2020-21. My name is Rakesh Singh. I will take self-development and art appreciations. That is chapter number 2, growing up. Children, what is the meaning of growing up? Growing up means start to become older child or adult. Stop behaving like child and become wiser. Before to this, I'll tell you the meaning of adolescence. What is the meaning of adolescence? My dear children, adolescence is a transitional stage of physical and psychological development that generally occurs during the period from puberty to legal adulthood. Simply, I will say the meaning of adolescence is the period of a person's life between being a child and becoming an adult, between the ages of about 13 to 17 is known as adolescence. Children, I will classify this adolescence into three categories, or you will say the characteristics of adolescence are classified into three parts. Number one is called as a physical changes. Number two is called as emotional and social changes. Number three is changes in thinking. I will tell you one by one. Number one, physical changes. Children, you will find some body changes in both girls and boys. Here, in girls, you will find some body parts begin to enlarge. The menstrual period begin because of estrogen hormone. Similarly, in boys, testicles and penis grow larger because of androgen hormone. In both children, you'll find there is a change, color change in skin and hair, and it becomes oiler. You will find pimples may appear in girls and boys both. Body, hair grows, voice changes. All these changes are called as a physical change, which you will find in both boys and girls. Now I'm coming to the second part, that is emotional and social changes. My dear children, what is emotional and social changes you will find in both? Number one, physical and emotional attractions to opposite or same sex. Number two, strong opinions about few things, but they are confused about a lot of things. Increased self-consciousness, feeling of awkwardness about their bodies and comparison with the others, worries about being accepted by peers and society. So children, these are the emotional changes, or you can say social changes, which you will find in both boys and girls between 13 to 18 years age. Third one is changes in thinking, my dear children. This is the very important changes you will find in the boys and girls. Number one is an intellectual interest expand and gain importance. They give the importance. Thinking and decisions are influenced by the peers. Third, they dream in the day about their futures. They start understanding implicit social norms and belief. They are very eager to know new things, try to prove their own capabilities. Children, for all these changes and what is the meaning of adolescence, what is the meaning of growing up, I have prepared a video. I'm going to attach that video along with this. Just you watch it, these things, and listen properly.
Here we see a cute young kid who's drawn himself a mustache with the help of a sketch pen. But apart from being cute, the image conveys a lot. Yes, and one such important message which we all will relate to is the goal of becoming an adult. Yes, as kids, we all feel like growing up being like the elders in our family. However, little do we know what it actually takes to reach that stage in life. Is it difficult? In this video and the upcoming ones, we will see what exactly makes us grow from a small kid to an adult. Let us get introduced to the concept of adolescence and puberty in this video. Wait a second, is there a difference between the two terms? Of course, yes. Let us talk about adolescence first. The term adolescence comes from the Latin word adolescere, which literally means to grow up. So is adolescence the activity of growing up? Or is it the changes that occur in our body when we grow up? Or is it simply the phase of growing up? Well, the term refers to the phase of growth. Yes, the time period in which several changes occurs in a kid's body that turns him or her into an adult is called adolescence. This time period is remarkably marked by not only physical but also mental, emotional, and psychological changes in the person. So, if this is the meaning of adolescence, then what could puberty mean? Just take a guess. Let me help you with that. If adolescence is the time period or state of development, then shouldn't puberty be the actual changes? Yes, puberty refers to the process of changes, bodily changes to be precise. Do we know the age group in which the era of adolescence shines upon the kid? Yes, correctly guessed. The age which ranges from around 13 to 19 years is the time of adolescence. And don't we know a particular name for this age group? Of course, it's called the teenage. It's the age during which there are many transformations happening in the individual. In simple words, can we say that adolescence is more like a journey? And then what will puberty be? Puberty can be thought of as the various junctions where the train halts. Each junction is different from the other and has specific variations. Can you tell me where this journey takes us? Yes, the final destination will be adulthood. And how do we understand that the destination of adulthood has reached? Most important characteristic of adulthood is reproductive maturity. Yes, the bodies of male as well as the female individuals become capable of reproduction. However, the journey is not extraordinarily fascinating as it seems because there are many problems faced on the way. In a nutshell, adolescence and puberty change the individual in many ways. To understand the changes that occur during puberty, do watch our next video. You must have heard many of the teenagers around you constantly saying things like, "Nobody understands me. I feel so lonely," and many such things. Do you recall hearing such comments from elders? Even if you have, it would have been a rare occurrence. But then why do we always hear such comments mostly from teenagers? Is there any specific reason for this? The basic answer to this question is adolescence and puberty. Now you may wonder why this happens. Puberty gets with it several changes in the person. So do you think these changes will only be the physical changes? Of course not. The changes are mental, emotional, and psychological as well. Let's have a quick glance at the various changes which adolescent individuals go through. Shall we begin with the physical changes first? The most significant change that puberty gets with it is the increase in height. To be specific, growth of the complete body. If you observe keenly, then you may realize that being kids, girls grow reaching adolescence, the height of boys increases rapidly. Do you know why the growth in height is maximum during this age? The principal reason is bone elongation. This is the time when long bones in our body, that is the bones of the arms and legs, get elongated. However, the growth rate as well as the time required for growth will be different in the individuals. Along with the hormones that bring about the elongation of bones in our body, nutrients are equally important too. The nutrients supplied to the growing bones and muscles makes sure that all the parts grow appropriately. Growth of various parts gets us to the next important change during adolescence. And what could that be? Yes, we are talking about change in shape. It is not possible that the body of a person will only grow in length. Even the width has to increase to make the growth proportional. So, what differences do we find in the adolescents as compared to kids? In boys, we find that compared to the kids, these grown ups have broader shoulders. That is the reason why boys start appearing stouter or robust when they grow. On the other hand, girls experience widening of the region below their waist. In addition, the girls seem to have gained weight and become fat compared to their childhood. This was the comparison between different age groups. But within the same age group of adolescents, are there any noticeable changes between boys and girls? Of course, yes. Relative to girls, boys have prominent growth in their muscles. This is the reason why teenage boys like to flaunt their biceps to indicate their strength. There is one more major difference between adolescent boys and girls that we are missing out. Can you guess the difference? Let me give you a hint. When you meet a teenage boy after many years, his voice astonishes you. You notice that the voice of the boy starts deepening. What do we mean by this? This basically means that the voice of males starts getting deeper on the note of octaves. In the simplest words, the voice turns somewhat hoarse and low pitch. On the other hand, the voice of girls doesn't deepen as much. As a result, they develop a high pitched voice. But why does this happen? What could be the reason for this? Well, the major reason is increase in the size of larynx. Now, what could this be? We all are familiar with the term voice box. This is scientifically addressed as larynx. So, are we saying that the voice box enlarges? Yes, it does. And in whom does this happen? It happens in the males. Yes, in boys, the size of voice box increases during puberty. And an amazing fact is that we can see this enlarged voice box. That's right. We find a protrusion in the throat region when boys grow. This is commonly referred to as the Adam's apple. And it is due to this that the voice of the boys is deeper than that of the girls. So next time you meet your teenage cousin or friend after a long time, you will understand why and how that person has changed so much. Now I want you to tell me, are there any common changes that we find in both boys as well as girls? Of course there are. We have numerous variations that are seen in adolescents irrespective of whether they are male or female. But in order to know them, you will have to watch our next video. Don't teenagers panic after seeing pimples on their faces? Wait, hold on. Why are we discussing about pimples? Well, that is because it describes one of the most significant physical changes in adolescence. And apart from this, the issue is common in both girls and boys. Development of pimples and acne are very noticeable features of adolescence. Again, the same question would pop up in our minds. Why do these occur prominently during adolescence only? The simplest reason is that during puberty, the activity of oil glands and sweat glands is quite high. Wait a second, what exactly are these glands? The first ones, called oil glands or even sebaceous glands, are those which secrete an oily substance called sebum. A mixture of various oils and waxes is secreted by these sebaceous glands present all over the body. And what will be the use of this sebum? It is meant to protect the skin required amounts. However, if the quantity of secretions exceed the required amount, then they definitely cause problems. This is what exactly happens during puberty. Since these glands secrete excessive sebum and other oils, it results in the extra amount to ooze out of the skin. However, the skin pores usually get clogged with the extra oil, and these clogs result in the pimples or acne on the face. These were some commonly observed changes that come with adolescence. However, we have not yet discussed the most important physical change in every adolescent. Yes, I am referring to the development of sex organs. Wait a second. Are we saying that these organs develop during adolescence only? Yes. The reproductive organs, which are also referred to as the gonads, are present since birth, but develop completely during puberty. And what does this imply? It implies that the male or the female is now physically capable of reproducing. So, what exactly do we mean by development of the reproductive organs? If we take the case of males, then the development of testes takes place. This is the site for production of male gametes, the sperms. Similarly, in case of females, we find the development of reproductive structures called ovaries. These ovaries are the location where egg cells, that is the ova, are produced. That is the reason why we say that puberty is a stepping stone towards adulthood. But are the changes during adolescence limited to the physical ones? Of course not. We have seen that the changes during puberty will include mental, intellectual, and emotional ones as well. So, what exactly will happen in this case? In order to understand this, we need to take help of the theory put forth by the famous German-American psychologist Erik Erikson. In his theory, the stage of adolescence is bestowed with the title Identity versus Role Confusion. Is the title self-explanatory? Yes, it is. It tells us what the adolescents go through. Along with all the physical changes, adolescents experience many changes in their thinking patterns as well. They can grasp and learn things better, and they usually understand emotions better. Psychologically, they start behaving independently. At this stage, many of them find themselves confident enough to take a few decisions as well. So, as per the theory, individuals during adolescence either turn successful while searching their own identity and their responsibilities, or become totally confused as to what exactly is happening with them in life. We know.
Thank you very much, children. So in next video, I'm going to attach the activity related to this chapter. Do not go outside. Be safe. God bless to all of you.